Well, we're going to go ahead and get started then, Anthony. Hope everybody's doing okay. And we're going to be talking about different kinds of pie crust. And so I think this is a good time of year to be thinking about that because everybody likes their pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. What do you think, Anthony?
Actually, I don't like pumpkin pie.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Wow. What kind of pie? Do you like pie?
I do like pie. I like cherry pie. That's
Cherry,
one of my
me
favorites.
too. Yeah, I like cherry pie too. So do you like pecan pie?
It's okay. My grandpa liked it a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, yeah, everybody I guess has their favorite kind, so it's kind of fun to take a poll and see who likes what kind. But so at Thanksgiving at your house, do you have cherry pie instead of pumpkin pie?
Oh, we have like two of each. My grandma likes to make the pie a lot. So
Yeah.
she makes two pumpkins. She makes not strawberry, cherry, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes she makes a romaine, like the lemon
Oh,
pie.
lemon meringue. Yeah. Oh, yum. That's good too.
That's one of my favorites too.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Well, okay then. Well, that's good. Well, so you're deviating from tradition. That's fun. So try some other stuff besides pumpkin and pecan. I like that. Well, that's good. So, well, today we're going to talk about some different kinds of pie crust. We're going to talk about a lard pie crust. You know what lard is, Anthony?
Sorry, I was doing something. What you
That's
say?
okay. Okay, lard. We're going to talk about three different kinds of pie crust. We're going to talk about a shortening pie crust. We're going to talk about a butter pie crust, and we're going to talk about a lard pie crust and why someone would choose one over another. So I see Jaden has joined us. Hey, Jaden, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. We're talking about pie crust today, and whenever you come to school, uh, your next time scheduled to be here, that's what we're going to do is do a little experiment on the different types of pie crust. There's one in your in that we talked about last week that was called 3-2-1 pie crust. You guys remember talking about that?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna show you um, right here. This is at 3-2-1. It's 3 parts flour, 2 parts fat, and 1 part water. And it has a little bit of salt in it too. But that's a really traditional type of pie crust that is easy to remember because just by weight, however much you're going to make, you would just weigh it out proportionately, and so you can make however many pie crusts you want to. So if you can make 50 pie crusts or 1 pie crust, and just by weight, and so that's kind of an easy way to do it. The other thing though that is the thing that makes a lot of difference and where all of the experimental uh, techniques come in is what type of fat to use in a pie crust. And we all love the taste of butter, right? That yummy buttery flavor that you really can't get anywhere else. Has anybody ever tasted a lard pie crust?
I'm not sure. Did we make one last year?
I can't remember. Maybe I should back up a little bit. Do you guys know what lard is?
Is it animal fat?
Yes, right on. Yes, it specifically pork fat. and it has been rendered. And whenever you look at it, if it's been if you buy it commercially, it'll just be white, like a vegetable shortening, like Crisco is. It'll be white like that, but it definitely has the aroma of like bacon, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, is there? Yeah, yeah. So things savory kind of pies, like a quiche, for instance. We've made lots of quiche here before. That egg pie that we make that has the bacon in it. You know which one I'm talking about, guys?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember making quiche? We put cheese and bacon and onion in it, and had kind of a egg custard base. Well, anyway, think about kind of that porky, kind of bacony flavor in the pie crust would go really nice with something savory along that line, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but I was also thinking that, like, let's say an apple pie, for instance, how sweet and caramely sugary an apple pie is. That could be pretty delicious with something that's a little bit savory too, like that lard-based pie crust. So that could be delicious. And so, and then we get to good old Crisco, which, traditionally before Crisco came about, which I think was probably about 1930-ish, maybe a little early on that, but about 1930-ish. Before that time, there was no Crisco. There was just butter and there was lard, and the majority of pie crusts were made with lard. And recently, if you think about the resurgence in things that are farm-based, or things that are purchased locally, or things that are more of a heritage type breed type animal, and all of that kind of farminess that I think everybody's in love with right now. There's been a resurgence in lard-based pie crust, and so it's kind of fun to kind of follow along what's going on, in the world, and how that affects things that people are interested in as far as food goes. And so Crisco, you guys know what Crisco is, don't you? Or vegetable shortening?
Yes.
Like, remember, hey, I hear a kitty cat. Vegetable shortening, or Crisco as we call it, remains solid at room temperature. You guys know what I'm talking about? And so it is generally, I'm going to describe it as vegetable based. So it may be corn based, or it might be soybean based, but whatever that vegetable version is, remember that's that one that has been altered chemically, so that it is a solid at room temperature as opposed to a liquid. So it's not particularly good for us. And anyway, but it sure does make nice pie crust. So the thing about Crisco, or shortening type pie crust, is they are traditionally flaky. Okay. And they're inexpensive to make too, because Crisco is a fairly economical product to buy. And so a lot of bakeries and commercial uses, you could definitely be more budget friendly with something like that. Okay, so the one thing about Crisco is it is flaky, and so some of our heavier pies, like that pumpkin pie we were talking about, Anthony, if they're heavier, they may not hold up under that weight. Is one of the things that usually bakers talk about. And also it doesn't have a lovely flavor like lard would or like butter would. And so that's kind of maybe the main complaint as far as Crisco goes, but definitely has a nice flaky crust, and honestly, it's the kind of my kind of go-to um, pie crust that I use pretty frequently. Um, so lard is a little bit richer in flavor because it has that yummy baked kind of bacony taste to it. Anthony, what's going on?
I'm just curious, which one's the most healthy of all, both the three?
Well, none actually. They're all fat. Okay,
Yeah.
so like lard, for instance, is 100% fat,
Mm-hmm.
and butter, as we're going to talk about here in a little bit, is about 80% fat. Okay, and so none of that is particularly healthy. But you got to have a little fun once in a while, and it's okay to have some sweets now and then. And and I think pie is a good way to do that. So really, if we're going to talk about healthy, we should probably not even talk about pie. So,
I
but
was just wondering which one.
yeah, but it
What's
sure
the
does taste
most
good.
healthy?
That's a good question, Anthony. So, butter. Goodness, butter is delicious. And it is a natural product. It comes from cream, which comes from a cow, which we love, right? But butter is expensive. Goodness sake, a pound of butter is about, I don't know, like $4. A pound of say margarine, or a pound of something like Crisco is about $1. So you can see, if you're a commercial baker and you're trying to make some money, it's going to be you're going to have to charge more for your butter based pie, and you may or may not be able to get people interested in purchasing that pie at that price. Okay, so butter is probably I would debate, but probably the king of pie crust. And butter has a long history in French cooking, and the French even have a name for their butter pie crust. And the deal with butter is that it melts easily. It melts faster than say lard would. And just handling or over handling your pie crust, just the heat from your hand will start to melt that butter and make your pie crust soft. And it'll be really hard to, once you roll it, to get it up off the surface and get it into the pan without it breaking. And so that's usually, a rookie pie maker, that's usually their number one complaint, is they can't seem to get it off of the table to get it into the pan. And a lot of that has to do with the temperature of the butter. It makes the dough too soft to hold together. So to keep that cold, keep your butter cold and chill the dough. And but the reward is that delicious buttery flavor. Okay. They are, let's see, it's such a funny thing about the different kinds of pie crust that people make, and they all are the basic same ingredient. They're just flour, fat, and water, but that fat, the thing that you put in there, makes all the difference. And so there's lots of opinions on which one is the best. So we'll just have to play around with that when you guys get here, and we'll decide for ourselves. And it may even be a combination. I was reading an article the other day about the different kinds of pie crust, and some people are experimenting maybe like 70% butter and 30% lard, so you still kind of get the best of both worlds. And it may be that kind of a mixture might even be something that we might be interested in checking out. So I'm excited for you guys to get here and check that out. But if you want some more information on pie crust, I had just started before we got on here a minute ago, started reading an article on the Huffington Post all about pie fats, butter versus oil versus lard versus shortening. And so it's pretty interesting reading, and I thought since we were going to be making a bunch of pie that it might be fun to kind of brush up on that. So anyway, you guys have any questions or anything that's going on I can help you with?
I do. Is pumpkin pie be the first one we're gonna try to make?
Is pumpkin pie?
Yes.
Let's see. You guys on Thursday on your class, you are actually going to make. Let's see what I got going here for you. You guys are going to make pie crust, and then on Thursday you'll make your pie crust, I guess I should say, and then on Friday we'll do some different kinds of pie, and we're going to make depending on how much time we have, we may do like a lemon curd and do like a lemon meringue pie. I've got stuff for a German chocolate cake, or pie rather, German chocolate pie, and then one for coconut cream, which is delicious. And so depending on what time you've got we're finishing up your your last section, and you guys are going to make a lemon souffle tomorrow, and then once you get done with that, I'm going to have you make up those pie crusts, and we'll do our experiment and see which one we like the best. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Those order forms I gave you are for pumpkin pie and pecan pie, so those are what we'll be making. But I think we may buy our pie crust because I think we're going to have too many to try to make our own.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I put you a small assignment out there on Moodle. If you have time to get on there and look at that, today would be a good day to do that. But you have until next Tuesday, of course, as usual, to get those things on there. And anyway, I hope everybody's doing good and getting to enjoy some of this pretty sunshine we've been having. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys joined me on Zoom today, and I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow in class. And I'm going to hang out here, so if you have something you need to talk to me about, otherwise I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye, Miss P. Have a good day.
Bye.